How'd you know? How'd you know with Amy though when you first met her? Like, what was explain?
Initially, well, Amy heard the stuff, of course, the stuff that I worked on with Lauren over the years with the Fugees, and then she'd heard Mr. Dynamite's album, and I had a little show reel I was going around London at the time that she was really into, and they sent me some songs, and there was some stuff I heard on her album, but I wasn't. And I was like, so why you want me to meet with this girl? I was like, oh, I'm telling you, just meet her. And I was like, for real? Like, you know, why? You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a guy Move, who was like, the head of EMI publishing in Europe, and he was really like, yo, I'm telling you, just get with her. She's got something. But I thought it was like, kind of Erykah Badu, wannabe-ish. I wasn't really sure where it wanted to be. It was really jazzy. And she sat down in the room and she just started singing. And she was singing Girl from Ipanema and playing her guitar. But when she started singing, her voice hit the entire room. Like it filled up the room. The spot I had in Miami, the last one that you've been to, it was like the walls were ringing. And I was like, oh, you can sing. Okay, this is something different. Like when you have a voice that can keep presence, because I'm big on people who can actually control a room with the tone of their voice, and then ultimately they'll control the room otherwise. And then we just sat down and started working on some demos. I mean, she hadn't even signed a record deal yet. She just done a little publishing deal, and I was working with her, and we did some songs, and it was just like Love Is Blind. Her first album was really jazzy and had a lot of beats to it. But once again, I was just listening to the songs and then trying to find arrangements. Okay, I'm not gonna play the bass on this. I'm gonna play the organ bass, and just going through all the breaks that I always listen to these records because they are the ones that give me feelings, and I'd be emulating records that I would have sampled, you know what I'm saying, when I would do soul stuff. So I really go in and figure out how they recorded it, talk to old engineers, and really it's about, as much engineering specifics as it is about, just playing the right notes. Pull it happen. So with Amy, I can't say I knew that she was going to be another 10 million seller, but I felt like the quality of what she was pushing out for being 18 years old or 19 years old, I was like, so what's she going to be in 5 years? And 5 years later, she was back to black 10 million. So I looked at the potential of where it could go, just the same way I looked at Lauren at 18 or 19, like, okay, y'all have talent. If y'all know what you're trying to get out of your talent and focus on that, then it's going to go. I didn't need to produce the rest of the score. They were able to produce it themselves. I'd say something if I heard that, yo, you should move that over. But, I'm really big on pushing talent so the talent produces other talent, it really makes that happen. So with Amy, it just was what. So I ended up doing 10 songs on the first album, and then really starting off the Black to Black album, did the first 5 or 6 songs, which are, some of them were left over from in between albums, and then Mark came in and did some of the stuff on the end of it, but I helped to really just pull in and hone in her final thoughts. And even now with her new album, it's like, oh, I talked to her on Skype this morning for like 2 hours. She's like, oh, I think this, I think that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just writing it down, know what it is, and then she musically challenges me. But I can't be a great producer without having great artists. You know what I mean? Like I can turn around and do something, and it might be a one-off, but the only thing that's going to make a difference in the long run is when you work with great artists and you're helping them to get to a great point. And so by me helping these people to move forward, it moves me forward, and it keeps me young, and it keeps me relevant to what's happening. So with Amy, like, it was just that, it was just really, she was a great challenge for me.